Good morning, everyone. Interlinking of rivers, very important. There are lots and lots of number of times you will find interlinking of rivers. So who is controlling it? Who is controlling the interlinking of rivers? It is controlled by National Interlinking of River Authority, NIRA, which our union government is formulating this NIRA. It's creating this NIRA for looking into the looking into the perspective of interlinking of rivers. One day I discussed about interlinking of rivers, so I'm not going to discuss about those advantages, disadvantages, what are the rivers that are having interlinks, everything. Please go and revise it. So this NIRA, normally whatever river interlinking that we have, normally it's looked upon by the National Water Development Agency. But now this interlinking will not look by this National Water Development Agency, because this agency will have certain other works to perform, and this is why interlinking we have given major focus, and for that purpose we have made another body for looking into its perspective. So whatever is the case, the planning, investigation, financing, everything is looked upon by the NIRA, and there has to be one head. Who will be the head of this NIRA? This will be headed by a secretary rank officer under the government of India. A high official will head this particular authority. Okay, since we are talking about NIRA as a body which will look upon this water system, another very important body which looks upon the water system, that is based on the groundwater, and it's the Central Groundwater Authority, right? Groundwater, I think we all know nowadays there are lots and lots of problems people face with this groundwater, right? Scarcity of groundwater, isn't it? If you see, especially in the urban areas, these urban areas are facing major problems of groundwater. Why? Because in the urban areas, huge flats are being made, isn't it? And then whenever these flats are being created, some kind of deep tube well will also be installed. Am I right? Those people who are from urban areas will understand it better, right? Deep tube wells are being installed, and whenever this deep tube wells are being installed in a flat, imagine a town or imagine a city where this big flats are located. So many people will reside in these regions, and when they are digging up the water through the deep tube wells, automatically huge amount of water will be sucked in by these flats. There are so many people, and it's simply one flat is itself like a small village, isn't it? In one flat, the number of people that are remaining in one flat, it's almost equal to the number of people that remains in a village sometimes. So it's taking water just like, it's utilizing water just like that. And if you see, whatever works, right, from washing clothes to everything, they are utilizing the groundwater. Now think about the people who are living inside of them, across this area, the people who are living, those people, will they face scarcity of water? Obviously, right? Obviously these people will face scarcity of water, because these flats themselves are taking in huge amount of water. Now there will be less groundwater that is available for the other normal people who are residing in that area, right? So what is the amount of groundwater that is available? Everything, all this data, you should be able, you should know, right? The amount of fresh water in ice caps, the amount of fresh water in groundwater, everything should be in your mind. Anyway, coming back, all this, regarding all this groundwater, everything is looked upon by the Central Groundwater Authority. And this Central Groundwater Authority, again, it's a authority, a statutory body, which have been set under the section 3.3 under Environment Protection Act 1986. Environment Protection Act 1986, very, very important. We all know that this act, Environment Protection Act in our country, it was created after a major accident, and that's the Bhopal gas tragedy. Okay, after the Bhopal gas tragedy, this Environment Protection Act in our country was being made up. So under this act, there are different objectives of this act, and under this act, with taking help of this act, we have made this Central Groundwater Authority. Right? So you can see, if any kind of, basically in the urban areas, if any industries are being set up or anything is leading to the scarcity of water, or which is leading to some problems related to groundwater, then they will be looked upon by this authority. And if anyone, there are certain norms, and if anyone has been found violating these norms, those people will have to pay penalty. Okay, they will be punished. That means they will have to pay penalty under this Central Groundwater Authority. Now, if you see, one is the Central Groundwater Authority and another is the Central Groundwater Board. My dear students, please do not get confused by this authority and by this board. There is a basic difference between the Central Groundwater Authority and Central Groundwater Board. Since Central Groundwater Authority has been constituted under an act, under the Environment Protection Act. Yes, so what happens if anyone is found violating? They will face penalty under the act and under the Central Groundwater Authority. But there is nothing related to penalty or punishment under the Groundwater Board, under this board. It's a board, and a board basically consists of certain board members, isn't it? Certain intellectual people will be the board members who will give certain ideas regarding sustainable way of maintaining the groundwater. So whatever technologies are required, whatever policies are required, whatever ways are required to maintain a sustainable way of groundwater, for each and everything there will be a board, and there will be discussion of the government and the board, and then there will be some implementation. Basically, this board, Central Groundwater Board, talks about protection and sustainability of groundwater. So these are clear differences between the authority and the board. Will you remember these differences, everyone? Please do not make any kind of confusion, okay? Never ever create this confusion. Advanced air pollution warning system. Very important, very, very important. I think you must have observed in Delhi, often what happens, the pollution level is this much, the pollution level is that much. Every time you will find this kind of data. Am I right? Now, even today, you will find this kind of data based on the pollution levels in Delhi. Who is giving all this? This warning, every warning is given by the Advanced Air Pollution Warning System. Okay, and it is developed by the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, which is located in Pune, and it has been launched. This Advanced Air Pollution Warning System has been launched by the Ministry of Earth Science. Okay, under the Ministry of Earth Science, this has been launched. So what is the main aim of this pollution? What is the main aim of this pollution warning system? The main aim of this pollution warning system is to look upon the value of PM 2.5 and carbon monoxide levels, whether particulate matter 2.5 and carbon monoxide are increasing or decreasing. Everything is looked upon by this advanced air pollution warning system. And we all know that in Delhi, a major problem is the stubble burning, isn't it? I think you must have heard about this problem related to stubble burning, isn't it? Yes. So based on the most important problem. So each and every data related to stubble burning has been taken up by this system, okay? And the data of last 15 years have been collected. And based on the data that have been collected from the previous 15 years, now this warning system has the capacity or the ability to predict the upcoming sources as well, that in this source there will be stubble burning, in this source there will be stubble burning, and based on that, this is how they will try to warn the people. Yes, and warning of people means ultimately keeping or checking the levels of pollutants, and the pollutants are basically in this particular system, they are referring to as PM 2.5 and carbon monoxide, which is creating the major issue in case of the NCR and its adjoining area. So whatever are the things that is related to stubble burning, yes, the issue, the law, the act that have been made to prevent stubble burning and everything, all these things are very, very important from your exam perspective. So go and recall everything, just read everything for your examination. Yes, and since we are talking about pollution, this is just about air pollution. That reason, right? This NCR and its adjoining areas and regions like UP, they have also faced another problem related to pollution. That's Yamuna pollution. Have you heard about this? Yamuna pollution, especially during the winter, what happens? The Yamuna River, in the Yamuna River and its tributaries, you will find some froth-like manner, right? What happens? The ammonia concentration increases tremendously. So whatever are the major pollution that people are facing, yes, especially in during the winter season, all these kinds of problems are being faced by those regions. So everything is very, very important from exam perspective. Sources of Yamuna pollution, why Yamuna pollution is increasing, what is leading to Yamuna pollution, that is also important, and this NH3 ammonia increase in Yamuna is also an important factor. So go back and revise every concept that is required.